the Supreme Pontiff itself about the relationship with Mother. First and foremost, relationship is Mother. The ability to learn, even the idea to relate, starts with the Mother. Mother is too important way to connect with what you think is life. In the Vedic tradition, our rishis were aware your ability to connect with the Mother should be directed towards the cosmos. It should inspire. It should awaken your higher consciousness. Connecting with life as Mother is the most sweetest, most beautiful, most easiest form to ever connect. And today, out of his extreme compassion and love, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is manifesting Devi Parashakti herself and gracing us, answering all of our questions, attending to our prayers, giving boons, healing us, revealing our past, present, and future, delivering profound spiritual truths, and ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivoham itself. So what is the Bhavasmati Darshan? Sama is oneness and Adi means source. So Samadhi means one with the source. Bhava means attitude or aspect. So Bhavasmati means being one with the source through this aspect. Darshan means to have a glimpse of. In the Vedic tradition, it is used to describe the moment we behold a deity, an avatar, a saint, or an enlightened being as distinct to being it cleanse the karmas of lifetime and create a deep, lasting transformation in the receiver. Darshan is the powerful, super conscious vibration that is present around an avatar at all times. He simply radiates darshan just as the sun continues to radiate light. The auspicious moment when the receiver is able to catch it becomes a moment of darshan for you, raising you to the next level of super conscious breakthrough, like hitting the reset button on your very being. Let us understand the science behind the Bhavasmati Darshan. The first thing that you need to know is the divine cosmic beings are real. They manifest from Kailasa, the enlightened time-space zone, through deities and incarnations. And divine cosmic beings manifest through the Archavatara, the deities in temples, and through the Bhavasmati Darshans in the Nijavatara, the incarnation. The Bhavasmati Darshan is the science of the Nijavatara manifesting Parameshvara consciousness. It is where formless, the being of Parameshvara, expresses through the Divya Sharira, the light body, and manifests as a Nijavatara, the visible form, the embodied form, for us to experience Parameshvara. For example, Devi Parashakti expresses the being of Rajarajeshwari and manifests as the Nijavatara, the visible form of Devi Meenakshi. And the Archavatara, the deity, reflects the consciousness and being, manifestation and being of the superconscious energy. But human beings are not mature enough to receive the higher level experiences from the Archavatara directly. So the avatar, the physical and body form, comes down to bridge the gap between us. And the Bhavasmati Darshan awakens your Kundalini Shakti, which is the latent potential energy in every human being. This influx of superconscious energy visibly slows down the aging process, improves immunity to disease, and during the darshan, the whole brain comes alive, turning into a superconductor of conscious energies that heals, empowers, and transforms our lives. During the Bhavasmati Darshan, our neurons mirror that of the avatar. The mirror neurons activate and process all the observed movements or information of the avatar just by seeing. So the entire body, silently and without moving, receive what is happening elsewhere through a process of direct observation, experiencing the superconscious energy radiated by the avatar. And the Akashic readings are not predictions, they are readings from the cosmic archive. Beyond space, creation and destruction happen simultaneously. In the dimension of time, there's the past, present, and future. And because Akashic records are stored in the Akash of the space dimension, there is no past, present, and future. That is why what you call as happening, yet to happen, are clearly already recorded. So now let us understand who is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Their Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the reviver of Kailasa, the ancient macrocosmic Hindu civilizational nation. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva, as per Hinduism, recognized by his predecessors who were enlightened masters and adepts. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has made the science of power manifestation, yoga, and temple-based universities as a lifestyle for humanity. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is ordained as the 233rd Guru Mahasanitanam of the Kanchi Kailasa, is the incumbent emperor of the Surivamshi Samrajam, is the present 293rd Jagat Guru Mahasanitanam of the Kailasa at the Shamala Pita Satyajipitham, and is the present Mahamandaleshwar of the Mahanirvani Pada, the largest apex monastic order. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 1008th Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of the Antilakada, is the present 23rd Guru Mahasanitanam of the Dharmamukti Swaragura Adinam, and has been elected as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 Hindu leaders. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is revered as the teacher of Hinduism, the most prolific, most viewed, read, and watched, and has authored over 300 books and 10,000 articles in 3 languages, English, Tamil, and Sanskrit, which have been translated into 50 languages with over 1,000 titles. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has over 20 million copies of books and articles sold, read, and downloaded, and has over 10,000 hours of discourses delivered, and has enriched over 1 billion lives digitally, and is respected as the commentator of all sacred scriptures, such as the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, the Shiva Sutras, the Brahma Sutras, the Yoga Sutras, the Ashtavakra Gita, the Jain Sutras, and many more. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is honored as the leader of Hinduism. The most awarded, internationally recognized Hindu leader is a reviver of 108 ancient Hindu sampradayas, including the Rudraganyas, Rudras, Rishis, Richikas, Bhairavas, Bhairavis, and Sanyas, and is the establisher of the largest Hindu university, Kailasas Nithyananda Hindu University, with satellite campuses in 150 countries. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the establisher of 1,000 plus Kailas enlightenment ecosystems, is the founder and reviver of over 100 Sarvatipitas, and is the collector of the largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million palm leaf scriptures, and over 20 million digital books. So now with this, we will be entering into the next portion of the program, the demonstration of the extraordinary powers, the extraordinary Shaktis of Paramashiva and Parashakti, as demonstrated by the initiated disciples of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the Nithyananda Yogis and group of Balasans of the Nithyananda order. So now let us enter into these extraordinary Shaktis, witnessing these extraordinary Shaktis.
Yes. So let us now start the next segment, which is the manifesting of extraordinary Shaktis. So today, all of you will be witnessing the Balasins, the Nithyananda yogis, the initiated disciples of the Supreme Pontiff Hinduism, demonstrating the extraordinary powers of the third eye and sharing with all the experiences and results of the extraordinary manifestation of the divine powers awakened in us through Diksha, initiation. So, in today's program, all of you are going to be witnessing the power of third eye, which is seen with the eyes blindfolded. The power of third eye is the cosmic. The third eye is the cosmic browsing center, which is located between the brows, which upon initiation one can effortlessly express powers and see through the third eye just as you would with the two eyes. The next power is the power of body scanning, where all of you, where one awakens the ability of being able to scan other people's body and reveal illnesses, diseases, medical diagnosticians, and not only that, reveal even solutions from the third eye. So, before we enter into this segment, let us first learn what are Shaktis. Shaktis in the Vedagamas, Paramashiva reveals in elaborate detail that every human being is hardwired to be able to manifest the 463 plus extraordinary Shaktis of Paramashiva, and manifesting powers are described as a system and as a method and a science for human beings to explore the various possibilities and powers and to have access to various states of consciousness. Shaktis manifest from the fundamental cognition that you are the divine and that you need to rise to the divine, and not that you are a man and that you need to reach the divine. So, what is the fundamental difference between Shaktis and Siddhis? Shaktis are the powers that express from the space of enlightenment as a side effect of feeling connection with the divine and high integrity with the Guru. Shaktis are the source of enlightenment. Siddhis are the powers that manifest from tapas for penance for enlightenment. Siddhis are on the path of enlightenment. The Shaktis of Paramashiva manifest to ordinary human beings in extraordinary ways just with initiation from the avatar, and Shaktis are permanent, whereas Siddhis are not permanent and they may divert you from enlightenment. So, who is the source of all these Shaktis? Paramashiva. Paramashiva is the primordial divinity, the ultimate reality and cause which is self-fulfillment, Swayam Prakasha, all pervading, unchanging beyond time, space, form, and causality. As a fundamental base of Avyakta, the unmanifest, and Vyakta, the manifest. He performs the Panchakriya, or the 5 cosmic acts of Srishti, creation, Sthiti, serving rulership and maintenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Prabhava, pulling of the delusion, and Anugrah, liberating grace for all living. And Paramashiva, the supreme bond of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, his divine holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the 1008th living incarnation and representation of Paramashiva, and the reviver of Kailasa, the ancient enlightened Hindu civilization nation, which is the great cosmic body of civilization. Ever since the beginning of the civilization, the Sanatana Hindu Dharma has been the cradle of enlightened beings and highly advanced science. This is where the science of enlightenment and powers is lived and taught with a lifestyle, and for the first time in modern day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving these yogic sciences and transmitting it to the world at a record-breaking speed which was never accomplished. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was recognized as an incarnation at a very young age and was trained and taught the sciences to revive the initiations and knowledge repositories for billions to manifest the science of power manifestation from disciplines of Vedanta, Tantra, Shri Vidya, Yoga, Yogic powers, Mantra Shastra, Siddha Vidya, the science of Aushadha, Advaita, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana, and Paramashivoham. So, all of you might be wondering, how do we awaken these divine Shaktis? When every ultimate truth, Jnana, gets mapped into our consciousness, now we start manifesting powers and it becomes a possibility of our being right now. So, let us now watch a small video which explains the science of initiation, the science of Diksha.
Diksha is the direct transfer of spiritual energy by an enlightened being through look, word, or touch. The traditional Vedic book Navaratneshwara states, Sarva samapi dikshanam muktihi phalamakhanditam avirodhat bhavanti eva prasangyastu bhuktayah. The main benefit of all initiations is moksha, enlightenment. As a side effect, health, wealth, leadership, and well-being happen. And in Rudrayamala Tantra, Shiva says, Devi Diksha Vihinasya na siddhihi na cha sadgatihi tasmat sarva prayatnena guruna dikshito bhavet. The one who is not initiated does not attain liberation nor a better future. So by all efforts, one should get initiated by Guru. What is the science of initiation? New proved that the process of initiation floods the brain with energy. This is the superconscious energy of Kundalini, our own highest inner potential energy. As the Kundalini flows from the thalamus to the cortex, it sets up a powerful energy loop within the brain, which awakens the latent non-mechanical parts which we have never used before. With increasing levels of coherence, the whole brain comes alive, turning into a superconductor of conscious energies that heal, empower, transform our lives, bliss and fulfillment. Initiation creates high awareness, visualization, creativity. It also slows the aging process and improves the immune system. Kundalini awakening, healing experience, levitation, teleportation, materialization. Experience the power of initiation through a range of exclusive programs conducted at the ashram. Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, Nithyananda Nagar, Birdi, Bengaluru. Contact 97422 03311 82774 90091. Visit
Yes, with a beautiful video, let us now understand how the science of power manifestation is authenticated through the four aspects of evidences or phenomena. The first is the Shastra Pramana, which is the eternal unchangeable truths revealed in the source scriptures. The next is the Apta Pramana, which is the experiences and results of Aptas or the authorities of Hinduism, the Vedic rishis and scientists who have time tested and verified this science. Third is the Atma Pramana, the experiences and results of Aptas or the authorities of Hinduism, the Vedic rishis. The experience of His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. This millennium's avatar's personal experience of power manifestation and last to the Pratyaksha Pramana, or the empirical evidence from observation and scientific experimentation. Let us now listen to Shastra Pramana from the Vijnana Bhairava. Kapalantarmanonyata tishtannilitalochanaha Kramena manaso dadhyat lakshaye lakshyamuttamam. Translation goes, by fixing the mind on the inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed in succession, by that stability of the mind and inner space, through the power of the third eye, one directly sees the ultimate goal Laksham by having the vision beyond the sight that reveals any object or place, attaining the space of oneness with the source Paramashiva. Next is the Apta Pramana with Bhagavan Sri Krishna imitates Arjuna in his power. Bhagavan Krishna says, Natumam shakyase drashtum anenaiva swachakshusha divyam dadami te chakshuhu pasyame yogamaishwaram. Translation goes, but you cannot see my cosmic form with these physical eyes of yours. Therefore I grant you the divine third eye. Behold my cosmic opulence. The next is Atma Pramana, where Swamiji beautifully shares in his own words.
An outside broke.
The whole 360
First experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole three and outside broke. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360-degree, 10 direction, below me, everything. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience. I felt that the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. The setting sun, rising moon, the whole Arunachala hill, all the plants, bush, shrubs, trees, everything just became so alive. The idea, something is inside,
Last is the Pratyaksha Pramana, the empirical evidence from observation and scientific experimentation. Study measures compare the metabolic cell activity of the brain in the conscious and meditative states of the third eye using the positron emission chromatography, the PET. When doing daily activities, high activity is measured in the brain where the third eye is located, and when in the deep state of samadhi, only the third eye region is active in almost 90% of the rest of the brain. So let us now get ready to witness a very unique and exciting demonstration of our third eye, and we'll be back right after a short break. Yes. So now I'm back with the Balasant of Nithyananda Gurukul Manitya Kaladharananda, who is going to be demonstrating the extraordinary power of third eye to all of you today. So, as all of you can see, we have a board game with us, and all of you can see. And we also have the side view camera. If you can see in front, there is a complete view, and you can see the theme which we are going to be playing. And all of you can even see the side view camera, and you can see that there's nobody around us. Beautiful. So, and along with us, we also have a kavi, which consists of an eye band, which Ma Kaladhara is going to be wearing. All of you can see in front is a complete opaque sheet, and behind is a thick sponge, and there's no possible way of light entry. And we have a dice, which will be rolling a play, and we have 2 points, white one and a black. So this is the game we're going to play is Mastermind. It's just like Snake and Ladders, except when the master wins over the mind, we climb up the ladder, and when we fall under the trap of the mind, we go down the same. So now I'm going to be blindfolding the eyes of Ma Kaladhara. All of you can see. Ma Kaladhara, are you comfortable? Yes, I request you to turn to your right, left, up, and down. All of you can see her eyes are completely covered from all sides. Yes, beautiful. So now we have 2 points. Which one do you choose, Ma Kaladhara? Okay, so then I'll be the black. So we are now keeping both the points at the starting. And yes, Ma Kaladhara, you can go ahead and roll the dice first. So I got into the yes, wow. Beautiful. All of you can see she correctly got the number 3. You can move 3 steps ahead. Okay, so all of you can see I got the number 2, so I'm moving 2 steps ahead. Wow. All of you can see. Okay, I got the number 4, and then move 4 steps ahead. Yes. Wow. So currently, which number are you at, Ma Kaladhara? 10. Okay, beautiful. So I'm also going to go ahead and roll the dice. I again got the number 2, so I'm going 2 steps ahead. All of you can see that this whole game is just through the third eye. How Ma Kaladhara? Beautiful. Okay, so I got the number 3, and I got the guru, so I got the master. So I'm going up this ladder, and I'm at 31 right now. Okay, Ma Kaladhara, you can go ahead. You got the number 3. Okay, so I also got the number 2. I'm going to go ahead. I got the number 2. Okay, so I got the number 1, and I'm again with the master. So I go up the ladder, and I'm at 68 right now. Okay, Ma Kaladhara, come on. I got the number 4. Okay, I got the number 6. I got the number 4. And you can see she got the number 4. And I got the number 2. I'm going to go ahead. I got the number 4. I got the Yes. So Ma Kaladra also went to the school. So to be with the Guru, and she is at the number 68 right now. I'm also going ahead. Okay, I got the number 6. So, I again got the number 6. And you can see we got the number 4. 78. Yes, and I got the number 2, so I'm going to ahead. I got the number 6. Okay, I got the number 5, so I'm going on to Kaladra. Beautiful. All of you can see how exactly she's rolling the dice and reading the number exactly as it is through her third eye. Beautiful. Okay, so Ma Kaladra got spotted nice. Okay, beautiful. Again, I'm rolling the dice, and yes, I got the number 5. Yes. And we've reached the number 100 now. Beautiful. All of you saw this, all of you saw how Ma Kaladra was able to see each and every number through the third eye exactly as it was. And all of you saw even in the dice, whatever number she was seeing, we were showing it to the camera, and she was able to see everything through the third eye. So one question for you, Ma Kaladra, how were you able to do it? Like, how were you able to see the dice? Did you see the dice as it is, or in black and white, or did you see numbers? Did you see Roman numbers? How did you see it? I saw the numbers. I saw the numbers. Yes, could you be a little louder? I was able to see the numbers in visuals. Like, I saw it in a dark black color as numbers, not as dots. Not as dots. So you saw it as numbers. Wow, beautiful. That is really beautiful, and that is an amazing demonstration of the power of third eye. All of you saw how Ma Kaladra was so beautifully able to play this game of master and mind chess through the third eye. Very beautiful. And yes, with this we are now going to be concluding this segment. And we complete with all of you. We are not going to be having the power of body scanning due to the interest of time. And you can definitely join back tomorrow for the power of body scanning, and in fact every day for the power of body scanning at 4 p.m. IST. And you can get a body scanning by the Balasins of the Nithyananda Gurukul. And you can also witness these extraordinary and fun games being manifested through the power of third eye and by the Balasins of the Nithyananda Gurukul. So please do stay tuned for the upcoming segments and join us every day at 4 p.m. IST to witness more extraordinary demonstrations of the power of third eye. So we thank all of you for joining us, and thank you, Nithyananda. Yes, and just before we move on to the next segment, I'm going to be removing Ma Kaladra's eye band. Yes, all of you can see it's completely intact. There's no difference, and in the eye band, there's no difference. It's completely the same. And yes, that is a very beautiful demonstration, Ma Kaladra. So we'll be moving on to the next segment in a few minutes. Yes, please stay tuned. Thank you.
Yes, Nithyananda everyone. So now, after that wonderful demonstration of the powers of third eye that all of you just witnessed, let us now move to the next segment of this program where all of us will be learning more about Devi Parashakti, the divine feminine consciousness. So let us first look at a Dhyana shloka of Devi Parashakti, which comes from the Lalita Sahasranama Dhyana shloka. सिन्दूरारुणविग्रहां त्रिनयनां माणिक्यमौलिस्फुरत् तारानायकशेखरां स्मितमुखीं मापीनवक्षोरुहाम् पाणिभ्यामलिपूर्णरत्नचषकं रक्तोत्पलं बिभ्रतीं सौम्यां रत्नघटस्थरक्तचरणां ध्यायेत् परामम्बिकाम्. And the translation for this verse is, the Divine Mother is to be meditated upon, as shining in a vermilion red body, with triple eyes sporting a crown of rubies studded with the crescent moon, a face all smiles, a splendid bust, one hand holding a jewel cup brimming with mead, and the other twirling a red lotus. And another Dhyana shloka of Devi Parashakti, which comes from the Lalita Sahasranama Dhyana shloka, beautifully says, अरुणां करुणातरङ्गताक्षीं धृतपाशाङ्कुशपुष्पबाणचापाम् अनिमादिभिरावृतामयुकैरहमित्येव विभावये भवानीम्. And the translation for this verse is, I meditate on the great Empress. She is red in color and her eyes are full of compassion. She holds the noose, the gourd, the bow, and the flowery arrow in her hands. She is surrounded on all sides by powers such as Anima for rays, and she is the self within me. And Devi Parashakti is ultimate purity. Parashakti is the cosmic mother. It is her cosmic womb from which billions and billions of universes come out and go in, and the source where the Big Bang and black holes go on and on. Parashakti is the source Shakti, the source energy, the source power, from which all of us came, in which all of us are in even now, and in which all of us are going to merge. And out of her extreme love and compassion, Devi Parashakti herself is manifesting through the embodied form as the Nijavatara of the Supreme Point of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, gracing us, answering all of our questions, attending to our prayers, giving boons, healing us, revealing our past, present, and future, delivering profound spiritual truths, and ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivoham itself. And Devi Parashakti beautifully says, raising as Omkara, expressing as Vedas and Agamas, blossomed as Hrimkara, filled as Parashodasi, living in 40 triangles, the Kailasha Swamini who is in Kailasha, Sri Parachintamani, Parashodasi, sitting as part of Paramashiva, Parameshwari, who rules the world, Paramashakti, Manonmani, Meenakshi, as Nithyananda I took Nijavatara here, to give good boons to everyone, to bestow all goodness. Hiranya Garbhaswarupini, Brahmanda Yoni, Shami, Chandramauli, Rapala, Aparna, Uma, Parvati, Savitri, Navayavana, Samrajya Lakshmi, Parameshwari, Parashodasi, Meenakshi, taking the form of Nithyananda. In the form of Nithyananda, I came here as Nijavatara. With great compassion and blessing, listen people, to do good to all of you, I took the form of Nithyananda and came down as Nijavatara. And Devi Parashakti continues to reveal, raising in Omkara, blossoming as Shiva, Shiva manifesting as source of existence, powers of existence, expression of existence, from the oneness of Om, blossoming into two as Prakriti and Purusha, blossoming as three Shaktis, Icha, Kriya, and Jnana, growing as four Vedas, expanding as five Panchabhutas, beyond six chakras, filled as Gotras of seven rishis, expanding as eight directions, existing as nine grahas, blossoming as 10 indriyas, being as 11 rudras, creating all the worlds, bringing life to tell and make truth blossom and to do good. Parashodasi, Meenakshi, in the form of Nithyananda, I came to bless every one of you. So now let us see how we can receive Devi Parashakti. So literally we're seeing Paramashiva and Parashakti at that moment. She is there on your screen, so always receive her in a very traditional way. You can now a beetlet and a coin in front of the screen as you watch Devi Parashakti. Now some of you might be wondering what exactly a coin. So a coin in the Hindu tradition is actually considered the traditional dakshina. And it can be the lowest value in India, it can even be just 1 paise, in the US it can even be just a cent. Swamiji says, I'm not trying to monetize, keep even 1 cent, it is okay. So for 100 days, if you have darshan, it will add up to $1. In India, even 1 paise is okay. And you can offer that to Devi Parashakti. And once the darshan is over, you can do namaskar, need the banana, the wheat leaf, and the betel nut, taking it as prasadam immediately. And the coins that you collect, you can send it to the Los Angeles temple for the further procedures. And this betel leaf and betel nut may actually look too small, but in a few days you will see how much it has. Serious sentiment that really Devi Parashakti is there. You will not take the Devi Darshans for granted. Rituals will break your monotonous unconscious mentality and lifestyle and remind you and raise you to powerful cognitions. It will break your unconscious behavior. And now here all of you can see how you can set up your tambulam. So you can arrange the wheat leaf, the betel nut, the banana and the coin on a plate and keep it in front of the screen. You can also keep a few additional items such as a few flowers, kumkum, turmeric, glass bangles, and a coconut. But the 4 basic items is the betel leaf, the betel nut, the banana, and the coin. So you can arrange all the items on a plate, keep it in front of the screen as you get ready to watch Devi Parashakti. And now with that, we come to a conclusion of this segment where we have learned who is Devi Parashakti and how we can receive Devi Parashakti in a very traditional way. So now let us move to the next segment of this program where all of us will be learning what exactly Devi Parashakti has revealed in the Akashic readings on all the various problems, the cause and the solution for all the various problems that the world is going through today, and what is the solution for it. What Devi Parashakti has revealed in the Akashic readings as the cause and solution for it, and how important it is for us to follow what Devi Parashakti has revealed. We will be learning in the next segment. So please stay tuned for the next segment and we will be back after a short Yes, Nithyananda everyone, welcome back. So now, in this next segment, we will be learning about what Devi Parashakti has revealed in the Akashic readings about the Padayatra. So humanity is still undergoing the after effects of the cosmic deluge, the Pralaya. Thousands of deaths due to the global pandemic and emerging fungal epidemics, along with record numbers of natural disasters, have taken a huge toll on humanity's physical side, leading to an increase in poverty, malnutrition, depression, and mental health issues.
So, what has caused this? Who is behind this? How could we have avoided this? What is the solution to this? In this segment, let us go through and understand what Devi Parashakti has revealed on the cause and solution for the Pralaya.
So all of us know that during this time,
Yes, there have been over 4.4 million deaths across the globe due to COVID-19, and this number of total confirmed cases has crossed well over 220 million. And the worst affected countries are US, India, and Brazil.
and the number of COVID-19 in India itself, in India alone, the number of COVID cases is 29 million plus, 29 million plus, and the number of COVID deaths is 374, much more than 374,000 right now. Of people fallen into poverty since 2020 is 75 million plus.
And it is not just that India is suffering from the COVID-19 pandemic. India is also suffering from an ongoing suicide and depression epidemic. India is considered to be the sixth most depressed country in the world, with 6.5% of the population suffering from some form of mental illness, and with a suicide rate of 10.9 for every 1 lakh people. And the average suicide rate in India is highest among the age group of 15 to 24-year-olds.
And India is suffering various natural disasters. So here you can see the cyclone in Chakti in Kerala and various other storms and natural calamities and disasters that is happening around India. So how could we have prevented this?
Let us listen to Devi Parashakti's revelations on the 31st of May 2021 to understand what is the cause of this pralaya.
இரண்டாயிரத்திருபத்திரண்டு வரை இந்தியா செல்ல வேண்டாமா என்று கேட்கின்றாய். நன்றாய்த் தெரிந்துகொள், சொல்வதைப் புரிந்துகொள். இந்தப் பெருநரகமான கிருமி போஜனம் இந்தியாவிற்குள் வரக்கூடாது என்பதற்காக 2020 பாரதம் முழுவதும் 12 ஜோதிர்லிங்கமும் பாத யாத்திரை செய்திடவே என் மகன் மூலமாய் திட்டமிட்டிருந்தேன். படுபாவிகள் ஓடத்தின் மாலுமியை ஊர்விட்டு துரத்தினார்கள். என்ன நடக்கிறதென்று பார். முறையாக கையிலாய நாட்டின் தலைவனாக நிறை மரியாதையொடு நல் மதிப்பொடு என் நிஜாவதாரம் நித்யானந்தன் திருவடி மீண்டும் பாரதத்தில் பட்டு பாத யாத்திரை செய்த பிறகு மட்டுமே நீ அங்கு செல்ல வேண்டும். அதுவரை உன்னை காத்து செல்லாதே. ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
Yes. So now, let us see what Devi Parashakti has revealed. The translation of what Devi Parashakti has revealed in English. So, Devi Parashakti has revealed, for this huge Kirmi Bhojanam, hell, not to come to India in 2020 itself, I had planned to do Padayatra throughout India and the 12 Jyotirlingas through my son, Swamiji. They chased the captain of the ship out of the country. See what is going to happen. So now, let us watch a video where the Supreme Point of Hinduism revealed the vision of the Padayatra in 2017 itself.
Want to do 1 year Padayatra specially for this purpose in 2020. 2020, planning for a full year. I'm going to walk from Rameshwaram to Amarnath with 10,000 people, just walking all over India to spend time with people. 2020, there will not be any program other than Padayatra and just spending time with people. Just walking. Of course, 10,000 people will be walking with me. Maybe 200 vehicles to carry our food and all the other items, transportation. Enjoying the river banks, forests, and time with nature. 10,000 people manifesting powers, walking from village to village. What do you think will happen? The scene of Buddhism spreading will be repeated now. How the Buddhism spread. 10,000 monks walking from village to village. What will happen? That's only monks. Here power manifesting 10,000 people. The whole village will be manifesting powers. Just want to enjoy India and let India enjoy me. So planning for next year Kumbh Mela 2019, next year January Kumbh Mela. Before that, all the Balalayam, everything. Balalayam is going to be like the same structure outside with one stone tower, gold coated. It will be something like a 40 to 50 feet tall stone tower and 5 Rajagopurams, which will be something like 120 feet. This will be the Balalayam. And after the Mulalayam is built, this Balalayam will serve as a Utsava Murti Sannidhi, where the Utsava Murtis will be worshipped and where the Archanas. See, in the main temple, there will not be any Archana or anything, because just for Darshan itself, there will not be time. Like Tirupati, you can only have Darshan and Arti, the camp for Arti. No other worship is allowed in the main temple. Because 12 Abhishekam is going to happen, 12 Kala Abhishekams. So continuously the rituals will be going on. People can have only darshan. They will not be able to involve themselves in any ritual. Other than darshan, nothing else will be allowed. So all the archana, all the other offerings, like people will offer the archanas and other, everything will be done to the Utsava Murti, which will be kept in the Balalayam, the present Balalayam, present structure. So people can spend time here. That will be more like a main darshan. This will be like energy darshan, where you can give letter, get response. So by next year, the Balalayam will be ready. So 2019 full year, I will be conducting the programs and everything. 2020 will be the one full year Padayatra, walking. From next year, Jayanti, means 2019's Jayanti to 2020's Jayanti. Full year, Jayanti to Jayanti will be Padayatra. Before that, we will make 10,000 people power manifestors. It will be sannyasi, brahmachari, grihastha, all put together. 10,000 people will be walking. What a scene it will be.
Yes.
And this revealed the vision for this Padayatra, how 10,000 power manifestors would be traversing from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, and they would be meeting people where they are, giving the Supreme Concept of Hinduism would let people see them let people see him in their own home and give them solutions for all problems, mental, physical, emotional, psychological, whatever the problem may be. The Supreme Concept of Hinduism was ready to be on ground. And this would literally be like the revival of Hinduism and be once again, would be like the seed of it, Buddhism spreading and be the revival of Hinduism. And since the age of 10, the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has been enriching and preparing people for this Padayatra to save them from this pralaya.
And from that age, the Supreme Point of Hinduism has been enriching and initiating masses into enlightenment through his powerful discourses, initiations, and darshans. So here you can see various programs conducted by the Supreme Point of Hinduism, where thousands of people have attended the programs.
Yes. In 2005 in Vellore, Tamil Nadu.
And here you can see the program in Rasipuram, Tamil Nadu. And here yes, we apologize for the technical glitch. So since that age, the Supreme Point of Hinduism has been going around the world and initiating and enriching thousands of lives worldwide. And here you can see the Nithyananda program. And then the birthday celebrations at Tirunelveli. And then the 29th Jayanti celebrations. And then the Jayanti celebrations where Swamiji was addressing a school in Tirunelveli. And then the Nithyananda Spurna program. And then you can see the Guru Purnima celebrations here. And then the Bhakti Spurna program. And then here you can see the Dhyana Spurna program. And then the Little Anandas program, where Swamiji conducted a program for kids. And then you can see the Saptayaham, which was conducted by Swamiji in Salem, Tamil Nadu in 2006. And a few more pictures of that. And a few more pictures of the Satyayam that took place in Tamil Nadu. And the culturals, the traditional arts performances that happened in Salem. And Nithyananda Smarana program in the Adi Kailas Nithyananda Sarvagni Peeth. And then the Nithyananda Smarana program in Tamil Nadu, Salem. And various programs just like this Supreme Bond Hinduism has conducted worldwide. However, the anti-Hindu elements have made it really impossible to do the re-energizing process by driving the Supreme Bond of Hinduism out of India. So now let us see what Devi Parashakti revealed as a solution for this on the 31st of May 2021.
இரண்டாயிரத்திருபத்திரண்டு வரை இந்தியா செல்ல வேண்டாமா என்று கேட்கின்றாய். நன்றாய்த் தெரிந்துகொள், சொல்வதைப் புரிந்துகொள். இந்த பெருநரகமான கிருமி போஜனம் இந்தியாவிற்குள் வரக்கூடாது என்பதற்காக 2020 பாரதம் முழுவதும் 12 ஜோதிர்லிங்கமும் பாத யாத்திரை செய்திடவே என் மகன் மூலமாய் திட்டமிட்டிருந்தேன். படுபாவிகள் ஓடத்தின் மாலுமியை ஊர்விட்டு துரத்தினார்கள். என்ன நடக்கிறதென்று பார். முறையாக கைலாய நாட்டின் தலைவனாக நிறை மரியாதையொடு நல் மதிப்பொடு என் நிஜாவதாரம் நித்யானந்தன் திருவடி மீண்டும் பாரதத்தில் பட்டு பாத யாத்திரை செய்த பிறகு மட்டுமே நீ அங்கு செல்ல வேண்டும். அதுவரை உன்னை காத்து செல்லாதே. ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
Yes, and Supreme Pontificate of Wisdom, Devi Parashakti revealed a solution for this pralaya to end in India. It is only when India received the Supreme Pontificate of Hinduism once again with great reverence and respect, and he is honored of Hinduism, the head of the nation, and the Supreme Pontificate of Hinduism is once allowed to do the Padayatra energizing process of the 12 Jyotirlingas. Only then will we see an end to this pralaya in India. And how much of destruction, suffering around us. As we look around, we can see what the great rishis of the Vedic civilization had described as this Kali Yuga.
So they say that the Kali Yuga is the worst of all the 4 yugas, where man will be his worst enemy. And in the Kurma Purana, sage Vyasa echoes the Rishi's declaration, and he says, Idam Kali Yugam Goram Sampraptam Pandunandana Tato Gacchami Devasya Varanasim Mahapuram Asmin Kali Yuge Gore Loka Papanuvartina Bhavishyanti Mahapapa Varna Shrama Vivarjita Nanyat Pashyami Janturna मुक्त्वा वाराणसीं पुरीं सर्वपापप्रशमनं प्रायश्चित्तं कलौ युगे.
And the translation of this verse, this Kali Yuga is the worst of the 4 yugas in all the ages. People are sinful and forget the dharma of the 4 varanas and the 4 ashramas, and are so sinful that no prescribed penance atones for their great sins. The only place which is free from such sins is the great sacred city of Varanasi, the Mahapuri.
And in the Kurum Purana, it also states that Lord Rudra, Paramashiva himself, is the avatar for Kali Yuga. And the verse says, Brahma Krita Yuge Devastretayam Bhagavan Ravihi Dwapare Daivatam Vishnu Kalam Rudro Maheshwaraha.
And the translation of this verse, Brahma is the presiding divinity or Devata for the Krita Yuga, the first cycle of time. In the Treta Yuga, the second cycle of time, it is Bhagavan Ravi, in which appeared Sri Rama. In the Dvapara Yuga, the third cycle of time, the presiding divinity is Vishnu. And in the Kali Yuga, the fourth cycle of time, the current age, the presiding divinity, the avatar, is Rudra, Lord Maheshwara, Mahasadashiva himself.
And on the 22nd of January 1978, out of his deepest compassion to protect humanity, Paramashiva descended into the human in the Nijavatar of the Supreme Point of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam.
In the words of if Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, if Paramashiva had waited even one more year to take a human body, it would have been too late for humanity. 1979 would have been too late. Let us listen to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism revealing about this.
And I tell you, O Hindus, don't be afraid. I am back with the same science. We are going to be rich. It is not lost. Just the last minute climax. Before it was going to be put off, have happened. (1979) would have been late. 1979 would have been late. If I had time, I would have sent only ambassadors. Because no time, I have to get up and come directly. O Hindus, feel blessed. Science is not dead. It is available. I have everything needed to bring that science back to life and establish its legitimacy.
The Avatar's advent on planet Earth was to protect the world from this great cosmic deluge, to bring the new age, the Sat Yuga. Let's now watch Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Devi Parashakti, revealing about this.
ஓம் 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 உலக மக்களே கேளுங்கள். கலி முற்றி கலி கழிந்து புதுயுகம் சத்தியயுகம் புறப்பட வேண்டிய காலம் வந்ததனால் வந்திருக்கின்றது இந்த பெரும் பிரளயம். கவலை வேண்டாம் மக்களே. நித்யானந்தன் வடிவம் தாங்கி நாமே இங்கு வந்திருக்கின்றோம். யுகம் செய்வோம், நித்திய யுகம் சத்தியயுகமாய் மலரும் இங்கு. ஆனந்தமாக இருங்கள்.
Just look at the translation of Devi Parashakti's revelation. People of the world, listen. Kali Yuga has matured, and over time it has come for Satya Yuga to happen. So this great pralaya has come. Don't worry, people, in the form of Nityananda. I myself have come here. I will make Nitya Yuga. Nitya Yuga will blossom as Satya Yuga. Be blissful. For this huge hell Kirimi Bojam not to come to India 2020, I plan to do the Padayatra throughout India in the 12 Jyotirlingas through my son Swamiji. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been preparing for this Padayatra to protect humanity from the age of 10. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism began enriching people one person at a time with the sacred secrets from our scriptures and the secrets of higher living. And even as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was just a teenager, all his classmates remember the yatra where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism led them from Guriyatam, Tamil Nadu to Tiruvannamalai, the birthplace of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was around 19 years of age, all the fellow monks at the Ramakrishna Math recall the yatra where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism led them from Chennai, Tamil Nadu to Tiruvannamalai, the birthplace of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and gave them an unforgettable pilgrimage trip experience.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism continued walking the length and breadth of India, reaching more and more people and preparing each one until the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism founded the international mission, the Nityananda Sangha, to revive Kailasa internationally on the 31st of December 1999.
And Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism established the very first Kailasa alignment ecosystem in Tiruchendur, Tamil Nadu, South India, on the 14th of April 2001. You can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in this photo on the inauguration day at the age of just 23 years old.
And in 2003, the Avatar continued his Vijay Yatra all over the world to enrich people from all backgrounds.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's intensity and dedication for the people, even among crowds of thousands who don't understand English, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's voice resonated deeply, and his presence moved each one here.
And in 2004, the Avatar led his disciples on the first Himalayan Yatra, visiting temples, delivering satsangs, and initiating them into superconscious breakthroughs.
And subsequently, the Avatar personally organized and led yatras yearly and guided individual souls, not just to physical spiritual sight, but to supernal spiritual realm.
And in 2006, the Padayatras were taken to the next level with the Kodikan Ratha Yatra, with crores participating and impacted by the Nithyanandeshwara and Nithyanandeshwari deities traveling from city to city.
So now let us watch a short clip of this Kodikan Radayatra in 2006.
And the Kodikan Rathayatra culminated with the consecration and inauguration of the Garvamandir, the Sanctum Sanctorum, for the Nithyanandeshwara Paramashivam, Nithyanandeshwari Parashakti, and the Swayambhulinga at the Adi Kailas Nithyananda Serving Peetham in Bangalore, South India. And the deities were energized as Archavataras to radiate the energy of Paramashiva and Parashakti to create the Adi Kailas Sarvagna Peetham as a ship to save humanity from the upcoming Pralaya. And the Supreme Pond of Hinduism created innumerable spiritual energy centers in India as safe havens during the Great Deluge. So here you can see pictures of the Kailas and Tiruchenkoil, the Adi Kailash Sarvagna in Bangalore, and the Kailas in Hyderabad. And in 2008, the Avatar also created and energized the Nithyananda Vaidya, the Ananda Linga, which will protect anyone who bathes in its waters from the deadly COVID-19 disease. So now let us watch a short video of the Abhishekam happening to the Linga in Vaidya Sarovar, the Ananda Linga.
द्राक्षाय च जगधन्मने च नमो गिरिशाय विष्टाय च नमो मीढुष्टमाय च शुमते च नमो ह्रस्वाय च वामनाय च नमो बृहते च वर्षीयते च नमो वृद्धाय च संवृद्धने च नमो अग्र्याय च प्रथमाय च नम आशवे च जिराय च नम शीघ्रियाय च शीघ्राय च नम ऊर्म्याय च वस्वन्याय च नम स्रोतस्याय च द्वीप्याय च नमो ज्येष्ठाय च कनिष्ठाय च नम पूर्वजाय च परजाय च नमो मध्यमाय च पगल्भाय च नमो च गण्याय च बुद्ध्याय च नमस्तोभ्याय च प्रतिसर्याय च नमो याम्याय च क्षेम्याय च नम उर्वर्याय च खल्याय च नम श्वोप्याय च वसान्याय च नमो वन्याय च कक्ष्याय च नम श्रवाय च प्रतिश्रवाय च नम आशुषेणाय च आशुरथाय च नम शूराय च वभिन्दते च नमो वर्मिणे च वरुथिने च नमो बिल्मिने च कवचिने च नम श्रुताय च श्रुतसेनाय च नमो दुन्दुभ्याय च हनन्याय च नमो विष्णवे च प्रवृषाय च नमो दूताय च प्रहिताय च नमो निषङ्गिने च श्रुतिमते च नमस्तीक्षेषवे च इधिने च नमस्वायुधाय च सुगन्धने च नमस्कृत्याय च पथ्याय च नमः काट्याय च नीप्याय च नमः सूर्याय च सरस्याय च नमो नाद्याय च वैशन्ताय च नमः कूप्याय च वट्याय च नमो वर्ष्याय च नमो मेघ्याय च विद्युत्याय च नमः ईर्ध्याय च तप्याय च नमो वात्याय च रेश्म्याय च नमो वास्तव्याय च वास्तुपाय च ओम नमः सोमाय च रुद्राय च नमः ताम्राय च अरुणाय च नमः शंगाय च वशुपतये च नमः उग्राय च भीमाय च नमो अग्रे वधाय च दूरे वधाय च नमो हन्त्रे च हन्यसे च नमो वृक्षेभ्यो हरिकेशेभ्यो नमस्ताराय नमः शम्भवे च मयोभवे च नमः शंकराय च मयस्कराय च नमः शिवाय च शिवधराय च नमः तीर्थ्याय च कूल्याय च नमः पार्याय च वार्याय च नमः प्रतरणाय चोत्तरणाय च नमः आतार्याय च लाद्याय च नमः षष्ट्याय च फेन्याय च नमः सिकत्याय च प्रवाह्याय च नमः इरण्याय च प्रपथ्याय च नमः किगंशिलाय च क्षयणाय च नमः कपर्दिने च पुलस्तये च नमो गोष्ट्याय च गृह्
And in 2009, the Avatar held another Gorikan Radayatra and garnered international attention, creating a movement where lakhs of Hindus once again embraced Hinduism.
போல நின்பதம் கண்ட என் மனம் நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நின்முகம் நீனைந்து இங்கு நிர்மலமாகவே ஆனதே இதய சக்கரம் அனகதமும் இனிமையோடு திறந்ததே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே மற்றவர் கண்டு மறைகள் எல்லாம் கழன்று விசுத்தி அதுவும் அசுத்தியாய் பொறாமையோடிங்கு ஏக்கத்தோடப்பா புண்ணியம் எல்லாம் போனதே எரிந்தவயிரும் ஏக்கமும் சேர்த்து தீயானதே விசுத்தியை தீர்க்க விமலனின் பதம் விரைந்து இங்கு வரவேணுமே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே ஆமை பூகுந்த எண்ணகந்தினை பொறாமை பூகாது காக்கவே
And wherever the Avatar's feet have graced the planet Earth, there the seeds of super consciousness have been sown. With 1,000 plus Kailas enlightenment ecosystem around the world, over 1 billion people have been enriched and enriched by the Avatar.
So here you can see the Kailasa and Erode, the Adi Nithyananda Peetham.
Yeah, when you'll see in the next several photos, just a few of the Kailas enlightenment ecosystems created by the Supreme Concept of Hinduism. Here's the Adi Kailash at Satyamita in Bangalore, India.
Here you can see the Kailasa in Tirunelveli.
The Kailasa in Columbus, Ohio.
And here you can see a few more pictures from Kailasa in Columbus, Ohio, established in 2007.
The Kailasa in Los Angeles.
And here are a few more pictures of the Kailasa in Los Angeles.
The Kailasa in San Jose. And more photos of the Kailasa in San Jose.
And here you can see the Kailasa in Seattle, USA, established in 2008.
And the Kailasa in Seattle, Washington, more photos.
And here you can see the Kailasa in Houston, Texas, USA, established in 2017.
And here are more photos of the Kailasa in Houston, Texas.
And here you can see the Kailasa in Charlotte, North Carolina, USA, established in 2013.
The Kailasa in New York.
Here you can see the Kailasa in Washington, D.C. City, Oklahoma, USA, established in 2007.
Arizona.
And here you can see the Kailasa in St. Louis. And the Kailasa in Oman. And here you can see the Kailasa in London, UK.
The Kailasa in London, UK.
And then the Kailasa in Scotland, UK.
The Kailasa in the Netherlands.
And here you can see the Kailasa in Slovakia.
The Kailasa in Belgium. The Kailasa in Luxembourg.
And here you can see Kailasa in Austria.
The Kailasa in Germany.
And here you can see the Kailasa in Italy.
The Kailasa
And the Kailasa in Switzerland.
The Kailasa in Switzerland.
The Kailasa in Mauritius.
The Kailasa in Mauritius.
And the Kailasa in South Africa.
The Kailasa in Salem, in Tamil Nadu.
And here are a few more pictures of the Kailasa in Salem, established in 2006.
The Kailasa in Hosur.
And the Kailasa in Putnam.
The Kailasa in Varanasi.
And here you can see the Kailasa in Rajapalayam, established in 2008.
The Kailasa in Rajapalayam.
And here you can see the Kailasa in Hyderabad.
Hyderabad.
Here you can see the Kailasa in Gujarat. And the Kailasa in Tiruvangir.
The Kailasa in Alankulam.
Then here you can see the Kailasa in Chennai, Tamil, India.
The Kailasa in Tambaram, Chennai. The Kailasa in Avadi, Chennai.
And here's another Kailasa in Chennai, India.
In Kailasa in Melbourne, Australia.
And Kailasa in New Zealand.
The Kailasa in New Zealand. Kailasa in Singapore.
And you can see now the Kailasa in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, established in 2008.
The Kailasa in Guadeloupe, South America. Has educated thousands into Nithyananda for healing, and we're actively healing millions all over the world.
And 2,500 plus satsang centers and Padaka mandirs and home temples operate around the world as de facto spiritual embassies of Kailasa.
And the avatar has inspired millions to reclaim their Hindu-centric freedom. Thousands of padayatras were conducted by the Hindu diaspora worldwide, honoring the hard work of the Supreme Concept and the revival of Kailasa, silently preparing each one for what was to come.
And in 2017, devotees in Malaysia planned a Padayatra and executed it successfully, with thousands participated, and with the dying Hindu population in Malaysia re-inaugurated.
And for every major festival, devotees from all over the world have performed the Padayatra out of their sincere devotion and love for the avatar.
And here you can see some of the global achievements and services by the Supreme Point of Hinduism. So you can see that Kailasa has 1 billion e-citizens and 26 plus years of humanitarian services that Kailash has provided to the world's families provided to the world, and 1 billion free organic nutritious meals served and continuing to serve, and a diverse global population in 347 cities, 196 countries across 6 continents, and the world's largest Hindu university is established in the US, Canada, UK, Slovakia, and Switzerland.
And Kailasa is the world's greatest digital Hindu nation with over 1 billion views. And you can connect with us on various social media platforms, including Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and many more. And you can also visit our website, skylasa.org, university.org, Kailasa.tv, Nithyananda TV. And of course, you can always download the Enlighten app and constantly stay in the space of enlightenment and the teachings of the Supreme Pontificate. And despite being chased out of India, the Supreme Pontificate has continuously been protecting people during this Pralayas, during this time when so much of destruction, so much of suffering is going on, whether it's with the Paramashivoham program or all the various Kailasa enlightenment ecosystems created for the sake of creating this environment where people can be experiencing the teachings of Hinduism. And if you would like to sign up for any of these opportunities, any of these programs, initiatives created by the Supreme Pontificate, you can visit kailasa.org and become an e-Kailashian today. You can sign up for the Paramashivoham program, the 60-day program, which has been going on non-stop since the beginning of this Pralaya, since the beginning of this pandemic. In order to protect humanity, you can visit paramashivoham.org, sign up today. And the Supreme Pontificate has been continuously, tirelessly working, has enriched over 1 billion e-citizens worldwide. And if you would like to also become an e-citizen, you can visit kailasa.org. With this, we will be concluding this portion of the program, and we will be entering into the next segment, where we will be understanding some of the various offerings that we can make to Devi Parashakti and how we can connect with Devi Parashakti through these various offerings. And the Supreme Pontificate has also had numerous global initiative fields of holistic health, education, and the development of human potential. And all of these have been increased of this pandemic with more and more online e-gurukulas being opened, more free food being delivered, and more health healing opportunities being available despite this ongoing pandemic. And you can avail all of these benefits of the Supreme Pontificate that the Supreme Pontificate has been offering to the world by visiting kailasa.org and signing up to become an e-citizen of Kailasa. So now let us enter into this next segment, the offering segment. And an offering is just a small token of your love and gratitude to the divine, just to say thank you, just to say I love you and thank you for happening in my life. Just a small token of your devotion. So you can stay tuned for this next segment where we will understand some of the various offerings that we can make.
Nithyananda, and welcome back to this segment where we'll be looking at the various offerings we can make to Devi Parashakti today as our expression of love, gratitude, and devotion to Devi as we get ready to receive her darshan. In the Hindu tradition, the offering is a pure gift of devotion and oneness, and it is the tradition to make any offering, any token offering that we would wish to offer to the divine when we have the darshan of the divine, when we go to a temple or when we receive the darshan of Guru. It is the tradition that we offer just a little something as a token of our gratitude, of our love and devotion, just to express our sacred sentiments. So it is a pure expression of the sacred sentiments of the disciple, of the devotee for the divine. And the offerings are not made out of fear or greed. And when an avatar lands, the offerings are purely a part of the grand Leela played out only for the purpose of enlightenment. And as we get ready to receive Devi Parashakti with the traditional offerings that we wish to offer to Devi Parashakti, let us contemplate on the glory of her form with this Dhyana Shloka. This verse from the Mula Agama, Manonmani Dhyana, describes Devi's splendor. It says, Induni bhaveda karavani nayanam syat pankajavarabayajapakshara sarayuktam angahima bhushana vichitra vasanam syat tungmakutojvala manonmani swarupam. And the translation for this verse, the meaning, moon-like face holding Veda books on hand, fire in eyes with lotus flower, blessing hands, and one hand with the Japamala, beautiful in wonderful clothes and shining crown. Her name is Manonmani. And another verse from the Mulagama Manonmani Dhyana further describes, ध्यायेत् देवीं त्रिनेत्रां शशिनिभवदनां वेदहस्तां दधानां सव्ये पद्मां वरदमपरे चाभयं चाक्षमालां दिव्यैराभरणैर्विभूषिततनुं ब्रह्मादिभिः पूजितां देवीमेव मनोन्मणीं प्रतिदिनं कामार्थदात्रीं शुभाम्. And the translation for this verse, I meditate on Devi with 3 eyes, glowing like a moon, and holding the Veda, lotus, and gracing with blessing and gracing hands. She is wearing beautiful ornaments. She is worshipped by Brahma and other many gods, and showers auspicious boons for all actions every day. And in the Hindu tradition, the divine element of gold is mentioned in all the Hindu scriptures and is abundantly used in the various worship in the temples and the offerings to the divine. So let us look at the significance of this divine element of gold as described in this verse from the Atharva Veda. This verse describes Treda jutam janmanedam hiranyam agnerekam priyatama babhuva somasyaikyam insitasya parapatata apamekam veda samreta hautate hiranyam trividastva vaivishe. The translation for this verse: triply born by birth is this gold. From the atoms of Agni, it becomes dearest to Agni. One fell away from the Soma when it was hurt. One they call the seed of virtuous and powerful Apa, the watery molecules. Let that triple gold be for your long life. Gold is a divine element in the Hindu tradition. It purifies anything it touches. It is an element of great spiritual significance and spiritual power of healing and enlightening. The vibration of gold has the power to infuse sattva energy and positive thought currents in anyone who wears it and in anyone who sees or operates in its vicinity. Gold is present in all the scriptures in the Agamas, Vedas, Shrutis, Smritis, Itihasas, and Puranas. In all the Hindu scriptures, it is abundantly displayed that gold is the most auspicious and purest metal which purifies our being. In the Hindu civilization, everything was built in gold, exchanged in gold. Ritual feasts were offered in gold bricks. When one was to be saved from life-threatening illnesses, gold was offered as a ritual fee. Gold was in abundance and used for weighing equivalent amounts of commodities, including cows. Kingdoms were built with huge doors of gold. The streets would have huge columns and archways made of gold. Horses and cows were dressed in gold. The Hindu civilization thrived on the banks of rivers of gold. Indus River was called Hiranmaya, the river of gold, in Rigveda. The river Saraswati was called Hiranyavartini in Atharva Veda. Gold is the supreme element for offering gifts to the ones you love and revere. Temples are constructed and paved in gold. Deities are made in gold and decked and adorned in gold because it preserves the enlightenment energy for thousands of years and it lasts forever.
The first offering that we have is the e-hundi offering. This is just a general donation like you would make in any temple that you might visit. You might just offer a few dollars in the hundi just as an offering of your love and gratitude to the divine. And now Kailasa has made this very simple for you by making it available online, e-hundi offering. You can offer your love and devotion to Devi Parashakti. And it is stated in this verse that Devi is fond of true devotion and she is realized through true devotion. She can be won over through true devotion and she removes all fears. And if there's any fear in the minds of the devotees, Devi is sure to remove that fear. It is stated that Devi likes to be worshipped in autumn. And here it is not meant that autumn this season, but rather the autumn of our lives when our thoughts turn more and more inwards and the role of the divine is much more known and clearly understood. And the need for Devi worship becomes much stronger. And Devi is described as the one who bestows happiness on her devotees. So you can offer your gratitude and devotion to Devi Parashakti by offering your karnika, and your name shall be chanted during the puja to Devi Parashakti.
Is the offering of the Sankalpa chanting, the conscious resolution. And this verse from Devi Mahatmyam, chapter 12, verse 34, describes that the goddess, she herself gives birth to this universe. That goddess, being prayed without interest in anything, gives the knowledge that leads to salvation and gives wealth in the materialistic sense. Offering of the conscious resolution blesses the person offering with the fruition of all desires and wishes that he is yearning for. So you can make the offering of the Sankalpa chanting, the conscious resolution, to Devi Parashakti today. And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Sahasranama Swarnakasu. In the Lalita Sahasranama, Devi is described as Nama Parayana Prita, she who likes the repetition of her various names. And this offering of the Sahasranama Swarnakasu is a very special and unique archana offered to the Mahameru of Devi Parashakti. This offering of the pure gold coins inscribed with the 1008 names of Devi Parashakti, each name inscribed on a coin, and you can make this offering to Devi Parashakti in 3 different denominations, and you can offer any number of coins as you would like to offer. And with each name, the sacred names of Devi Parashakti describing her Ananta Kalyana Gunas, the divine qualities of Devi Parashakti, the devotee is also blessed to imbibe these very same divine qualities of Devi Parashakti herself. So you can make this offering of the Sahasranama Swarnakasu, the pure gold coin inscribed with a sacred name of Devi Parashakti from her 1008 names. And you can make this offering on the website www.kailasamailer.com/saveus.
The next offering is the Mukta Anguti, the finger ring with a pearl. And Devi is very well known to be adorned in pearls and always very fond of pearls. And in this verse, it states, I bow to the goddess Meenakshi, whose crown has garlands of pearls, and the base shining like a full moon, who wears anklets that are studded with gemstones and has small bells, who is shining like the splendor of the lotus, who grants all the wishes, the daughter of the mountain, who is worshipped by goddesses Vani and Brahma. I remain ever bowing to the goddess Meenakshi, the ocean of compassion. And the pearl, of course, represents the compassion of Devi. And when you offer the finger ring with a pearl, you will be blessed with Devi's overflowing compassion and love in all of your business endeavors.
The next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the gold lotus. This verse from the Kamika Agama describes the significance of the gold lotus in the worship. This verse says, Ashtavidyeshvaropeta kumbha varana samyutam sarve sasutra vastradhya hema pankajabhushitaha sapidhanasaccha kurachascha pakva bilva palaprabha snapanadhyaya samsiddhaha. The translation for this verse, it says, all the kalashas should be wound around with a suitable thread and covered with new cloth. They should be. There are hundreds of scriptural references in the Hindu scriptures for using the lotus in the worship of Paramashiva. Almost everything in the worship of the ultimate involving the consecration of deities of worship or meditating on the mudras and asanas used during worship involves the lotus flower, the lotus leaf, the lotus pericarp, the lotus petals. The lotus is a divine flower. Shakti of Paramashiva is also called as a lotus. Base of Paramashiva Linga is a lotus. The disciple of Paramashiva is also considered a lotus, one who's about to bloom. So you can make this offering of the gold lotus in any of 3 different sizes as you wish to offer, and be blessed to have the state, space, powers, and being of Devi Parashakti in your inner space amidst any and every adverse situations in life.
Next offering is the Swadhanamati, the gold toe ring. And in this verse, it describes the power of Devi's very toenail. It describes you whose brightness in the toenails destroys the darkness of ignorance in the minds of your devotees who prostrate at your feet. You whose brightness from your 2 feet overpower that of the lotus flower. So you can see from this verse how powerful just the very toenails of Devi Parashakti are. When you offer this Varnamit to Devi Parashakti, you will be in constant gratitude for receiving the blessings in even the most difficult aspects of your life.
And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Swarna Mangtika, the gold hairline jewelry. Devi is described as Sudha Sharabhi Vashini, she who makes the nectar flow in all our nerves from the Sahasrara. That is she who gives the very pleasant experience of the ultimate. The Swarna Mangtika represents the nectar overflowing from the Sahasrara, which is fully opened with the sacred sentiment of gratitude. So you can make this offering of the Swarna Mangtika to Devi Parashakti and receive the blessings of achieving the blissful state of overflowing gratitude and the space of complete completion. And you can make this offering also on the website www.kailasamailer.com/savas.
Next offering that we have is the Pratiksha Pada Puja, the most favorite offering of all the devotees and disciples of Paramahansa, who is manifesting Devi Parashakti for each and every one of you. And in the Saundarya Lahari, it states that the nails of Devi have been sharpened by constantly being touched by the crowns of celestial beings who always prostrate before Devi, and Tamogana is darkness. In this stotram, Tamas is indicative of the ignorance in the minds of the devotees, and by constantly prostrating before Devi, their ignorance is removed and they attain the ultimate knowledge. And you can offer this Pratiksha Pada Puja to Devi Parashakti, to Swamiji, who's manifesting Devi Parashakti, and receive the most auspicious and sweetest path to enlightenment to attain the ultimate knowledge.
And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Vastra Seva. This is the offering of the sacred cloth to Devi Parashakti. And this is a traditional offering which blesses the devotee with the grace and blessings, protection. And you can make this offering of the Vastra Seva, the auspiciousness and blessings of Devi Parashakti herself, and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, the Nijavatara of Devi Parashakti herself. And you can make this offering on the website www.kailasamailer.com/savas. So here you can see a summary of the various offerings that we can make to Devi Parashakti. The e-hundi offering can be made in any amount and in multiple currencies. The Sankalpa chanting, the conscious resolution, can be made on the website also. The Devi Sahasranama Kasu, which is the pure gold coins, each coin inscribed with one of the 1008 sacred names of Devi Parashakti. This offering can be made in 3 different denominations, and you can also offer any number of coins as you would like to offer. You can make the offering of the Mukta Anguti, the gold finger ring embedded with pearl, and this offering can also be made in 3 different sizes. The Swarna Padma Pushpa, the gold lotus flower, which can also be offered in 3 different sizes on the website. The Swarna Metti, the gold toe ring to grace the lotus feet of Devi Parashakti, and the Swarna Mangtika, the gold hairline jewelry. And these are the different ornaments that can be offered to Devi Parashakti, the traditional ornaments. You can also make the traditional offerings of the sevas on the website. You can offer the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, which is the ritualistic offering of gratitude from disciple to guru. and you can offer the Vastra Seva, the offering of the sacred cloth. So all of these offerings can be made on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And here you can see the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And as you scroll down, you can find out more about the various offerings. You can click on this link here for the e-hundi offerings. So you can click on the link on step 2, and you can also click on the link on step 2 to make your various offerings, the traditional offerings to Devi Parashakti as you get ready to receive her darshan today. And if you'd like to make an offering, if you'd like to make an intention to make an offering and you would like to receive the blessings of Devi Parashakti to manifest your intention into reality, you can submit the form on step 1. And once you've made your traditional offerings to Devi Parashakti, you can also fill out the details of the Sankalpa, the conscious resolution, with the names of yourself and your family members on the form in step 3. So you can make all of these traditional offerings to Devi Parashakti as you prepare to receive her darshan today. The e-hundi offerings can be made in multiple currencies, in US dollars, Australian dollars, New Zealand dollars, Canadian dollars, euros, Indian rupees, Singaporean dollars, Malaysian ringgits, Great Britain pound, and the Chinese yen. And you can make the offerings in any amount of your choice. And the traditional offerings of the ornaments and the sevas can also be made on the website. And you can also offer the conscious resolution. You can offer the Devi Sahasranama Kasu, the pure gold coin inscribed with the sacred name of Devi Parashakti from one of her 1008 names. You can offer the Mukta Anguti, the gold finger ring embedded with pearl in 3 different sizes. You can offer the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the gold lotus flower in 3 different sizes. The Swarna Metti, the gold toe ring to adorn the sacred lotus feet of Devi Parashakti. The Swarnamang Tika, the gold hairline jewelry flowing nectar from the Sahasrara. The Pratyaksha Pada Puja, the traditional offering of gratitude from disciple to Guru. And the Vastra Seva, the offering of the sacred cloth. You can make all of these traditional offerings of ornaments and sevas on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And now with this, let's get ready for the next segment of this, where we'll be learning more about the various facilities being made available for the well-being of humanity as guided by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself through the various spiritual de facto embassies of Kailasa. So now let's get ready to learn more about this.
Thank you, Mamrita. Nithyanandam, everyone. Welcome back to this segment of the Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies and Kailasa's contribution, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's contributions. With the blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivan's blessings. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasugadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadusham Tattvamasya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Now, what we learn from this segment today concerning statistics on mental health. Concerning statistics on mental health and global peace across the world due to COVID-19. What are the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism? Kailasa's contributions for global peace. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, spiritual solution for COVID-19. Kailasa's COVID Care Protection Center, some glimpses. Why temple-based ecosystems? And UN recognizes Kailasa's contribution. Join Kailasa's COVID Protection Centers. Today, people around the world are trying to grapple with the grim reality that the pandemic is far from over. The aftermath of the current calamity promises to be much more devastating. The greatest economics of the world are facing disastrous futures. Countries are facing off each other in deep sea, some statistics and current news. Across the world, let us see some of the reality, some of the world facing due to the pandemic, the changed world, not only facing the problems related to the health concerns, Australia reported a new record number of coronavirus cases recently when the country continues to battle the third wave of COVID-19 infections. There were more than 2,400 new locally acquired infections reported nationwide, and the figure surpassing 2,000 in a single day for just the second time. The World Health Organization makes big statement about Delta variant. The World Health Organization recently said that the Delta variant of coronavirus has elbowed out all the three other COVID-19 variants of concern that now represents a tiny fraction of the samples which are being sequenced. Less than 1% of alpha, beta, and gamma are currently circulating. It's really predominantly Delta around the world, said World Health Organization's technical lead on COVID-19, Maria Van Kerkhove. The Delta variant, which was first detected in India last year, has become more fit and it is more transmittable and it is outcompeting. It is replacing the other viruses that are circulating to the variant has been detected in more than 185 countries till date. The coronavirus pandemic has now killed more Americans than the 1918 to 19 influenza pandemic did. The influenza pandemic in 1918 to 19 infected about 25% of Americans and killed an estimated 0.65% with 675,000 deaths. COVID-19 has infected more than 12% of Americans and killed about 0.2% with 676,000 deaths. Now that the US death toll from COVID-19 has surpassed 676,000, the coronavirus pandemic has killed more Americans than the 1918 to 19 influenza pandemic did. Axios and the Associated Press both reported the grim milestone on Monday. The COVID-19 now officially US deadliest pandemic as death toll crosses that of the 1918 to 19 flu. People infected with alpha variant exhale 100 times more virus into the air than the original COVID-19 strain. And 6 feet virus according to a study, results published in the journal Sustainable Cities and Society Sorry for the technical glitch. So 6 feet distance may not be enough to prevent viral transmission indoors. COVID-19 Delta variant still most concerning, says the World Health Organization experts. COVID-19 pandemic is no. He said, right now we are still in pandemic mode because we have 160,000 new infections a day. That is not even modestly in good control. In an interview with Axios, the US has reported 40 million cases of COVID-19 since the outbreak of the virus, with over 4 million infections adding up in the past few weeks. The increase in COVID cases comes as the US administration earlier this month announced that it is planning to provide booster shots of vaccine as the Delta variant has become dominant in the nation and is wreaking havoc. The surge in the Delta variant is in many communities across the US, according to the US Center for Disease Control and Prevention. In a country of our size, you can't be hanging around and having 100,000 infections a day. You've got to get well below 10,000 before you start feeling comfortable, Mr. Fauci added. COVID-19 violent incidences and fatalities, January 2020 to April 2021. You can see the spike in violent incidences in April 2020. Younger adults are more likely to report symptoms of anxiety and a depressive disorder during the COVID-19 pandemic. Ages 18 to 24, about 56.2%, reporting symptoms of anxiety and or depressive disorders. Ages 25 to 49, reporting symptoms of 48.9%, and ages 50 to 64, reporting symptoms of anxiety and or depressive disorders, about 39.1%, and ages 65, about 29.3%. The average share of adults reporting symptoms of anxiety and or depressive disorders, January to June, which was 6 months period, was 11%, and in what it was 11%, and in January 2021, it rose up to 41.1%. And you can see some more statistics reporting the same, that the younger adults are reporting more of anxiety and or depressive disorder during the COVID-19 pandemic. The stress in America 2020, a national mental health crisis. COVID-19 is a significant stressor for most Americans. Nearly 8 in 10, about 78% say the coronavirus pandemic is a significant source of stress in their life. And nearly 7 in 10, which is 67%, say they have experienced increased stress over the course of the pandemic. More than 60,000 US healthcare workers have contracted COVID-19, 300 have died. Of the health workers who treated patients during the China's COVID-19 outbreak, 50% showed signs of depression and 45% showed anxiety. Self-reported mental health among pregnant women, new mothers. Before COVID-19 pandemic, depression was 15%, and during the pandemic, the depression rose to 40.7%. And the anxiety level, what it was before the pandemic, 29%, now it rose up to 72%. Living under stay-at-home orders, 8 in 10 students are struggling with focus on school or work and avoiding distractions. 50% of all students do not know where to go for help for their mental health. Nearly 82% of women surveyed said their lives have been negatively disrupted by the pandemic. Nearly 70% to their career growth. The World Bank, the global economic outlook during the COVID-19 pandemic, per capita income contracting larger fraction of countries globally since 18 in consensus projections among all global recessions since 19. COVID-19 is the threat to peace building in conflict-affected nations. COVID-19 crisis has worsened already fragile situations. The ILO is more aware than ever of its responsibility to promote peace and resilience in the time of this global pandemic. In India, the Mumbai mayor says the third wave is already here. The city mayor has said that the third wave of COVID is already upon Mumbai, pointing to a sudden spike in cases. The third wave of COVID-19 is not coming, it is already here, said the Kishori Padnekar, adding that an announcement regarding the matter has already been made in Nagapur. Speaking of the coming festival season in Maharashtra, the mayor urged people to remain in their homes under asked to allow only breakthrough infections found in 25% health staff. A little over 25% of healthcare workers were infected with coronavirus despite getting fully vaccinated. A recent study has revealed, giving an insight on the breakthrough infections due to the Delta variant. The study, jointly conducted by the Institute of Genomics and Integrative Biology and Maximum Hospitals in Delhi NCR, found that the vaccination breakthroughs were far more common during the Delta outbreak in Delhi than previously reported. A new coronavirus strain known as Mu, which was first identified in Colombia in January, has been designated a variant of interest by the World Health Organization. Now that we have seen across the world the pandemic situation and how it is affecting not only health, physical health and mental health, but also it is concerning our global peace. So how to cope up with this current COVID-19 pandemic? It is important to address the COVID pandemic, which is seeing another setting in as a result of continuous lockdown, is resulting in delusional ignorance. Holding on to the delusion and supporting the space of delusional decisions leads to delusional arrogance. Continuous lockdown leads to delusional thoughts. I can't live forever in this lockdown, going out and then exposing oneself and putting the risk of on yourself and others with irresponsibility and insensitivity in the delusional arrogance. How to cope up with the current COVID-19 pandemic? The global COVID virus pandemic has left the whole world desperately looking for answers. Life as it has been experienced even back in February 2020 is no longer recognizable. Drastic change is the order of the day, with people having to redefine their world with new paradigms of economy, society, faith, religion, and health. Blessed are those who have had the greatest fortune to be with the incarnation of Paramashiva, the supreme pontiff of Hinduism, in their lives to carry them through this crisis. If you are in India, consider joining the COVID care protection centers across India, Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies, which are multi-layered quarantine facilities. Register now through the link below, https://kailasa.org/Kailasa care. Making peace with nature. Development goals. If we start now, making peace with the nature is possible. Even amid pandemic, 2021 can go down as the year we made peace with the nature and set the planet to healing. Our environmental, social, economic challenges are interlinked. They must be tackled together. For example, we cannot achieve the sustainable developmental goals, including ending poverty by 2030, if climate change and ecosystem collapse are undermining food and water supplies in the world's poorest countries. We have no choice but to transform our economics and societies by valuing nature and putting its health at the heart of all our decisions. Now let's watch a small clip on making peace with nature. The World Health Organization Health and Peace Initiative. Health and peace are interrelated. In the words of the Director General of World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros, there cannot be health without peace, and there cannot be peace without health. If individuals and groups enjoy equitable access to health services, fulfilling their rights to physical and mental health, and health actors design neutral health interventions that promote trust and dialogue, and communities are empowered to cope with the violent conflict, then health coverage is the universal grievances can be heard and addressed to generate trust, and health emergency concerns. Affected communities are more likely to make meaningful contributions, and peace and reconciliation to resist incitement to violence. Institute of Peace. Amid COVID, we need enhanced international coordination to build peace. Tackling the pandemic and building resilience in fragile states requires concerted international action at local, national, and global levels. As the humanitarian and economic toll of the COVID-19 pandemic continues to grow, so does the risk that the crisis will fuel new conflicts around the world while stemming prospects for resolving ongoing ones. Stronger health systems and universal health coverage must be a priority. For the first time since 1945, the entire world is confronted by a common threat, regardless of nationality, ethnicity, or faith. A new social contract between people, governments, the private sector, civil society, and more can tackle the roots of inequality with fair taxation on income and wealth, universal benefits, and opportunities for all. Now let us see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism contributions and Kailasa's contribution to the global peace. Vedic civilization tradition beautifully describes Yastu Sarvani Bhutani Atmani Ivanu Pashyati Sarva Bhuteshu Chatmanam Tatona Vigagupshate. Global peace is the byproduct of the individual bliss. Isha Upanishad, verse 6. So whenever an individual goes through spiritual bliss, he manifests a beautiful, peaceful life for him and everyone around him. If he is powerful enough, he moves the whole city and manifests peace. He is more powerful, he moves